Welcome to Global World Watch. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. In early 2024, Eldoria's government announced it was cutting all energy ties with Chinese state-owned corporations. Leaders framed this as reclaiming sovereignty and breaking free from economic dependency. The public was promised a future of Western partnerships, open markets, and national pride. Critics had long warned about China's influence, and the move was celebrated as bold and patriotic. The expectation: Western companies would rush in, Eldoria would profit, and the nation would thrive. But this vision rested on risky assumptions: that global markets would stay stable and Western investment would be immediate. Eldoria underestimated the complexity of replacing China's logistics, financing, and expertise. The government gambled on a seamless transition, betting the nation's future on hope rather than a concrete plan. The promise of freedom was intoxicating, masking the immense risks. Eldoria stood on the edge of a new era, unaware that crisis, not triumph, lay ahead. The dream of a smooth transition collapsed overnight. Without Chinese contracts, Eldoria was exposed to volatile global oil prices. Fuel costs soared, draining the treasury and sparking immediate shortages. Gas stations ran dry, rationing began, and public anger erupted. The government was unprepared for the speed and severity of the crisis. Chinese companies had provided not just oil, but the infrastructure to move and refine it. Their departure left Eldoria's state-run energy sector struggling with logistics and supply chain breakdowns. The economy reeled as energy costs spiked, forcing impossible choices between subsidies and inflation. Eldoria discovered too late that the stability it had traded away was far more valuable than the freedom it had hoped to gain. Only after China's exit did Eldoria realize the depth of its dependency. Chinese firms had invested billions, modernizing oil fields, refineries, and pipelines. Their patient capital and operational expertise had kept the sector running. Western companies, wary of risk, offered little in return: no major investments, no infrastructure projects. The expected flood of Western support never came, leaving a gaping hole in funding and know-how. Chinese companies had managed logistics, storage, and maintenance. Their absence triggered cascading failures. Oil production declined, supply chains fractured, and equipment fell into disrepair. Eldoria's state enterprises lacked the scale and experience to cope. The nation's energy backbone had been quietly removed, and the entire system began to collapse. The crisis quickly hit ordinary people. Fuel prices doubled, then tripled, driving up costs for transport, food, and essentials. Families struggled as inflation soared and savings evaporated. Small businesses failed, unable to absorb skyrocketing energy costs. Unemployment rose, marketplaces emptied, and public frustration boiled over. Protests erupted as citizens felt betrayed by promises of prosperity. The government's credibility crumbled amid shortages and job losses. National unity gave way to anger and division. Reliable electricity and affordable fuel became luxuries. The gamble for independence had become a daily struggle for survival. Eldoria's leaders turned to the West for help, but aid was slow, limited, and came with tough conditions. Western support couldn't fill the void left by China's investment and expertise. Meanwhile, China quickly moved on, securing new energy deals elsewhere. Eldoria, once China's key partner, was left isolated and struggling. The government faced a painful choice: endure years of hardship or return to Beijing, humbled, to renegotiate. The story of Eldoria is a cautionary tale about the risks of rapid decoupling from China. Strategic autonomy is alluring, but global interdependence is a reality. China offers not just markets, but critical investment and stability that others may not provide. Severing those ties without a solid alternative is not independence. It's a recipe for disaster. Eldoria's crisis is a stark reminder. Bold moves require careful planning, or the cost may be unbearable.